Setting up the printing space is just one piece of the puzzle, but can have a big impact. Let's talk about how to set up the press and the space around it to maximize efficiency. One of the most important features of a screen printing press is the printhead. This is what holds the screen. Many different press configurations exist and fit different types of shops. The one we're using today is a Riley Hopkins 150 4x1. The 4 in 4x1 stands for the 4 printheads, and the 1 stands for the 1 station. Each printhead has a screen clamp that holds the screen. The knobs hold the screen tightly in place and allow you to adjust the screen left to right and front to back. This allows you to align the design to the perfect location on the shirt. The printhead is attached to the arm of the press. It has the ability to raise and lower the off contact of the screen above the platen. Off contact is the distance between the screen and the platen. To set up off contact, clamp a screen into the printhead. Typically, off contact is set between 1/16 and 1/8 inches. Place about 4 cleanup cards between the platen and printhead to create that space. Lower the printhead down into the registration gate. On the back of the printhead, loosen all the bolts so the screen can move freely. Let the screen level out naturally as it rests on the cleanup cards. Once it's aligned, tighten the bolts again. Remove the cleanup cards and put the screen down again. You should be able to see and feel an even space between the screen and platen. To keep the off-contact standard throughout a job, it may be a good idea to place a shim on the front edge of the screen frame. A washer or quarter works great for this. You can loosen these bolts to adjust the tilt of the printhead. Once the screen is level, tighten the bolts again. Manual presses have registration gates to make sure the printhead sits in the same place above the platen every time. Make sure the printhead fits snugly into the registration gate. Once the screen has proper off contact, it's time to get the platens prepped for a job. Platens are the surface you load shirts onto and print on. There are a couple of different kinds of platens, and they all need proper care to stay in great condition. Wood platens are the most affordable option. They are sturdy and durable, but are prone to warp over time, especially if they're not cared for properly. Aluminum platens have a thinner profile and offer more advantages than wood platens. For more info about the differences between wood and aluminum platens, check out the blog in the class description. Today we're using wood platens. Make sure the platen is flat, properly placed on the arm. If you're too close to the registration gate, the screen won't be aligned. Since this is a one-station press, we don't have to align the spacing with other platens. If you have a press with more than one station, measure to make sure the platens are the same distance away from the registration gate. Now, let's draw some registration lines on our platen. Registration lines help you load a shirt and line up film perfectly every time. Many printers draw registration lines directly on the platen itself. First, draw a line down the center of the platen. This will be your main reference point to make sure the shirt is lined up with the center of the design on the screen. Next, draw 3 horizontal lines, 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches down from the top of the platen. These will help line the collar of the shirt up in the right place. Now that registration lines are drawn, let's talk about proper platen care. Platen tape is necessary to keep your platens in great condition for longer. Without platen tape, your platens will get sticky and dirty with every job. They'll wear out faster, and you'll have to replace them sooner. Here's how to apply platen tape. First, make sure that the platen is clean of dust and dirt. Roll the tape out a bit and apply the sticky side to the platen. Start with the edge of the platen furthest away from you so you're rolling toward yourself. The key is to apply even pressure so you don't get air bubbles. Once the entire platen is covered, let it rest loosely on the platen and cut it with a sharp blade. Use the razor blade to pop any small bubbles or smooth them out if possible. Make sure to trim the platen tape cleanly instead of tucking it under the platen. Tucking the tape under the platen creates places where the shirt can catch or snag when you're loading it. Now we've taped our platens, so it's time to tape the screens. Taping screens is super important. You want the ink to only pass through your design instead of the edges of the screen that don't have emulsion. It's important to use specific screen printing tape. Other tapes can break down when introduced to chemicals or leave a sticky residue on the screen that can cause problems later. Set the screen down on a flat surface and pull out a piece of tape a bit longer than the inside length of the screen. Place the piece of tape on the mesh first. then secure it to the screen frame. Make sure to tape any areas of the screen that don't have emulsion on them. A great hack is to lay down the tape in either a clockwise direction or a counterclockwise direction. That way, when you're ready to take the tape off, you can pull it off all in one go. Now let's finish setting up by getting our printing space organized. Set up the printing area where you can easily reach anything you'll need during printing. Having a screen cart or utility cart nearby is a big help. Place everything you need for the job on the cart. This includes ink, adhesive, a laser temp gun, towels, ink spatulas, squeegees, and anything else you'll use while printing. Place the stack of shirts close by as well. If you're using a flash dryer, you will want to place the flash close enough to the print station so you can easily reach over and swivel it when it's time to flash or cure a shirt. If you're using a conveyor dryer, make sure the press and conveyor are close together as well. By doing this, everything needed is close by. You won't need to wander around the shop searching for things and wasting time. Our printing area is set up, the printhead is ready, and Platens are prepped. Next, we'll register the design. Welcome to How to Screen Print with a Kit, the 150 edition. In this free course, I'll be walking you through every step of the process, from darkroom setup to reclaim. I'll be using the Riley Hopkins 150 kit. It has everything you need to start a screen printing hobby or side hustle. Jump in today and get screen printing tomorrow.